Getting all your children now?
Ready? I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand and say the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with justice for all. I've got my church. So, Mr. Hearing, thank you for coming. We have two public hearings to start. So I would like to start with the budget hearing, so I need a motion to open the public hearing.
No moves.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We spent a great deal of time preparing the budget. The trustees had a meeting last week and discussed it, and we didn't have any further changes after that, so it's been published. Basically, we came in within 0.0029% of piercing the cap, but we did not pierce the cap. It amounts to a small increase in taxes. So for a home that is $1 million, the taxes will be going up approximately $60 per year. We accommodated budgets that were carefully prepared by the chief of police, DPW, building department, and village clerk, and we were able to maintain this at a proper level and have room for projected increases in things like health insurance of 10%. That's probably a conservative estimate, but we think it's hopefully accurate. We won't know until next year. But other than that, I think we have a good budget in place. Anyone from the board want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to say, Mayor, great job. This is not an easy budget. You got stuck with a difficult one with some major increases that have nothing to do with your discretion. And it's very tough, and I know you worked hard on it and did a great job.
Yes, I do think that over time, the 2% tax cap is unsustainable. I mean, but we have to deal with it. It's state law, so we try to stay within that margin, but just the way things are escalating, it's very difficult. But we made it this year. I can't promise anything for next year. Anyone else?
No, we did it at the work session. We went over
Yes.
everything. I thought we did.
Good job.
We picked it out, picked it apart there.
Good job to Liz. Anyone from the public have any questions or comments on the budget? Sylvan, if you'd come up. These are always challenging, interesting questions. It's good. That's good.
It's a quick one. I keep asking about the beach.
The beach, yes.
I see that you're showing revenue of $40,000, and that's the $40 per second beach pass, correct?
In addition to the non-resident.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not counting that.
Okay,
I'm
yes,
not
yes.
counting that. But the thing that you originally talked about the fact that you had to cover raises based on increase in minimum wage, whatever. And if that's the case, when I look at the beach expenses, it's only $2,272. So
That doesn't include the wages for the
Who?
staff. Anybody, the beach expenses?
yes, it doesn't. The beach attendant is down $15,000. You budgeted at $60,000.
Budget line are you speaking in?
Magnifying glasses. A 7310.103. And it's budgeted at 60,000. versus last year's budget of 75 and the actual of 71.7 from the year before. So
Okay, that's.
we're increasing it revenue because we're paying for additional salaries, but it down on here, it shows that it went down.
That's because for the beach attendant line, we're decreasing the number of beach attendants. Overall hours will be cutting back on beach attendants.
So that's the $40,000 and all of the beach expenses comes to 2,200. So what is the other $38,000 paying?
Wait. We have $120,000 budgeted for lifeguards, 41,000 for beach management, all
I'm
those
talking
things.
about the net. I'm doing net now. The total recreation is $2,272. The increase from the
Oh,
year.
the
before.
increase, yes, okay.
So we're adding $40,000 in revenue. So who gets the other 38,000? Which lucky department?
Actually, that increase in expense included because we gave everybody a 250 raise, not just
Right.
beach attendants, part-time police, part-timers, court, part-timers, school crossing guards, across the board. We gave everybody a $2.50 raise. So that
So-
was the $40,000 expense overall for everybody.
Originally, it was supposed to be because of the beach. So
Oh, yeah,
40,000.
Well,
the
beach, yeah, the beach is the thing.
original 40,000 is listed under, the revenue, it's listed under the beach permits. But-
Yes.
But you're spending it elsewhere.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
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 yes.
we are. It's
That's
not,
what I
not
couldn't make
strictly for the
sense
beach.
to me.
Okay.
It's
Correct.
being divided up all most
Yeah.
stations.
That's right. But anyway, I appreciate it.
Maybe I didn't understand the question this time. I did? Oh, well, okay, okay. Well, that could be the case as well. I don't know. Anyone else have a question on the budget? Okay, so I need a motion to close. the
Make a
public
motion, we
hearing.
close the public hearing on the budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have another public hearing, and this is on the special exception for 141, 149 Montauk Highway. I'm hoping we have a representative here to discuss this. The Montauk Highway parcel that is, yes, please.
Bailey Larkin with Bennett and Reed, offices at 212 Windmill Lane in Southampton, on behalf of West Hampton Enterprises LLC. This is a request for special exception approval to establish a grocery store at 141 and 149 Montauk Highway. The property is presently a vacant restaurant building, and Citarella Markets is proposing to renovate and expand the existing building to accommodate the proposed grocery store use. We had submitted with the board a special exception petition going through all standards that you're required to consider upon application for special exception. As we noted in our petition, this application will actually improve the property significantly from its current condition, both architecturally and in terms of function and design. We'll be able to provide compliant parking on site. We'll also improve ingress and egress to the property, and working with the planning board, we're going to establish cross-access with the adjacent property to the immediate east. We've been to the planning board. We have to work out our final details with them. But we've also been to the zoning board of appeals, and we've received several variances to improve the existing building because it is pre-existing non-conforming. We also received approval to expand the building in excess of the 5,000 square feet that is permitted by special exception. What, in designing this building, what we tried to do was keep the actual market itself within the 5,000 square feet established by the trustees, which we have. The expansion beyond that was simply for refrigerated storage on the property. So we think this use is compatible with the surrounding commercial properties, and that's basically it. Do you have any questions or?
I should mention that we did refer it to the planning board and they came back with a recommendation that we approve this. They had no objections to this plan. So
Okay.
that's a good sign
With their
as well
conditions.
with their conditions. So,
And we do actually have to go back to them and
Yes.
work out our final details with them.
Right.
So-
Okay.
Be a
No,
nice
sorry,
addition to-
Of course, that's because it's not signed off yet.
No, our final plan has not been submitted with them. We've been to them, we got comments from them and feedback, we amended our plan, went to the zoning board of appeals, and now we do have to resubmit back with them for approval.
The CBA didn't give you any restrictions at all, did they? I don't remember.
There are conditions on the approval,
From the ZBA, not the planning board.
correct, from the zoning board of appeals, just requiring that we obtain a building permit within a certain amount of time.
The time limit things, but there was
Yeah.
nothing with setbacks or anything like that.
All of our HVAC equipment has to comply with setbacks, which we've confirmed it's actually going to be on the roof of the building and screened. So
else from the board, question?
And you're gonna fix the building.
Can we look
Yes.
like? We welcome that.
Please.
Maybe we'll try to trend, do the rest of it.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public have a question about this? Okay, I need a motion to close the public hearing then.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, with that being said, I guess we should move on to all the resolutions. We'll start with the budget hearing resolution. I should mention that the special exception resolution is number 30 later on in the resolution. So we'll get it to it then, so.
Okay. So for the budget hearing, whereas the village clerk treasurer has presented to the Board of Trustees a tentative budget in compliance with the requirements of section 5-5081 Village Law, and whereas the trustees have had a chance to review said budget and to conduct a public hearing on the tentative budget in accordance with section 5-5081 on April 4th, 2024. Therefore, be it resolved that without further change, alteration, or additions, the Board of Trustees hereby adopts the 2024-2025 fiscal year tentative budget in its current form as the adopted budget.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
resolved that the minutes of the Board of Trustees meeting of March 7th, 2024 are hereby accepted.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
resolved that the treasurer's report, justice court, police departments, and building inspectors' reports for February 2024 are hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorize the mayor to sign an agreement between the Village of West Hampton Beach and the Music Incorporated for municipal advisory services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the 2022-2023 fiscal year budget transfers in the amount of $509,953.93 are hereby approved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
resolved that Lieutenant Ryan Lucas is hereby authorized to attend the 2024 Empire State Law Enforcement Traffic Safety Conference in Balton Landing from Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 to Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Travel expenses not to exceed $500 to include gas and tolls from GL account code A3120.415 training.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the warrant for April 2024 in the amount of $472,045.79 for the general fund and $268,950.21 for the capital fund is hereby approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the village clerk treasurer is hereby directed to publish and post a notice of public hearing to be held on Thursday, May 2nd, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Village Hall for a local law for amend Chapter 178 entitled Vehicles and Traffic.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I should mention that this particular code pertains to parking on Dune Road. And we're proposing to change the code. Right now, there is no parking on Dune Road allowed. So this would change the code that parking will be allowed in the off-season, just as parking permits are not needed at the beach in the off-season. So it's coordinated with the off-season, basically to allow contractors to work on homes along Dune Road and have access to the homes, because sometimes there are a great number of workers on those sites. So there's not room for them to park. So that's the basic concept for this change in the vehicle code.
Resolved that the village clerk treasurer is hereby directed to publish and post a notice of public hearing to be held on Thursday, May 2nd, 2024 at 5 PM at the Village Hall for a local law to amend Chapter 197 entitled zoning.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And this particular zoning law is addressing the request of the fire department to have an allowance for a sign that they would like to have in front of the fire department. So we have a zoning code just to apply to emergency services, and they will be allowed to have an electronic type sign in front of the fire department. If this is passed, that is. Not now.
Resolved that Anthony Velasquez and Jared Polak are hereby appointed as part-time police officers in the police department at an hourly rate of $30 to work as assigned by the chief of police effective March 22nd, 2024, to be funded from GL account A3120.1004 part-time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes a budget transfer in the amount of $76,000 from ZEO account code A3120.100, Police Department Personal Services, to GL account code A3120.2, Police Department Equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the 2022 and 23 fiscal year annual financial statements prepared by Sally Levin and Tobacco for the Village of West Hampton Beach and the Village of West Hampton Beach Justice Court are hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approve the landscape plan as submitted by the West Hampton Beach Historical Society for property located at 101 Mill Road with fencing kept 1 foot away from the sidewalk or curb and not to exceed 4 feet in height.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas the Village of West Hampton Beach has advertised for bids for the operation of the Rogers Beach concession at the Village Pavilion for the 2024-2025 summer season based upon the specifications on file with the village clerk, and whereas only one bid was received and opened, and now therefore be it resolved that the bid submitted in the amount of $16,000 by Amanda Pierce is hereby accepted, subject to keeping deck area clear and using locally sourced food and specialty items and conditions of receiving Suffolk County Health Department approval and all needed insurances.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the proposal submitted by Soto Irrigation in the amount not to exceed $8,000 for the irrigation system installed at the West Hampton Beach Historical Society property to be taken from GL account code CM7110 Parks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolved, the Board of Trustees do hereby accept the proposal submitted by Hampton Bays Glass and Metal Incorporated in the amount to not to exceed $835 for the replacement of various window glasses in Village Hall to be taken from GL account code Apple 1620.405 municipal building expense.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Kim, can I pass this on to you? I need to recuse myself from 16.
Sure. Resolved that the Board of Trustees do hereby accept the proposal submitted by Mulco Inc. in the amount not to exceed $4,300 for the replacement of toilets in the Village Hall to be taken from GL account code $1,405 municipal building expense.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain on this.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees do hereby accept the proposal submitted by Fabtex Inc. in the amount not to exceed $25,000 for the refurbishing of Komatsu payloader to be taken from GL account code A5110.405, repair of equipment expenses.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees do hereby accept the proposal submitted by All Traffic Solutions in amount not to exceed $18,600 for electronic speed alert 24-hour radar message signs to be taken from GL account code Apple 5110.2 equipment expense.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas Beach Bakery Cafe, One Trick Pony, Ivy on Main, Salt and Loft, Daphne's, Fun Shows, Shock Ice Cream, and Tonino's Pizza have applied to renew the 2024 outdoor music permits pursuant to Section 196-3 of the Village Code. And whereas there were no incidents or reports filed with the police department concerning said use, now therefore be it resolved that the renewal of outdoor music permits are granted subject to the following conditions. A, requirement that the volume of the amplification shall not be so excessive, my favorite, as to annoy or disturb a reasonable person, subject to interpretation, reasonable person of normal auditory sensitivity. B, it shall be the obligation of the applicant that the public sidewalk is not obstructed and that no structures shall be placed on Main Street preventing the use of any parking spaces or in any parking lots. C, no substantial deviation or overcrowding from the outdoor music plan shall be allowed without further approval from the Board of Trustees. B, no auditory conflict with the library, concerts, or the Village Green on Wednesday or Thursday nights. And E, this permit shall be in effect from May 1st, 2024 to October 31st, 2024, unless previously revoked. And the applicant shall be required to follow the renewal provisions set forth in Section 196-4A of the Village Code for future outdoor music beyond such expiration date.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas the village received applications to renew the outdoor sales and displays permit for 2024 with no changes from the 2023 application from John Swimming Pools, 102 Old Riverhead, Mixology, 148 Main Street, and Shock for Kids, 99 Main Street. And there were no incidents or reports filed with the police department concerning said uses. Now therefore be it resolved that the renewal of the outdoor sales and displays permits are granted subject to the following conditions. A, all conditions set forth in section 140-2A, including but not limited to the 30-inch setback requirements of section 140-2A4 shall be followed. B, no substantial deviation from the outdoor display plan shall be allowed without further approval of the Board of Trustees. C, this permit shall be in effect from April 15th to November 15th, 2024, unless previously revoked, and the applicant shall be required to follow the renewal provisions set forth in section 140-2B of the Village Code for future outdoor displays beyond such expiration date.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the mayor to sign a three-party agreement with the town of Southampton and Ashlar Contracting LLC for the restoration of the Governor John Adams Dix Windmill Project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I should mention on this particular, at this time with Ashlar, once we sign the agreement, Ashlar being the contractor, he has expressed that he thinks it is best if we delay the start of this construction project until Labor Day due to the timeline for ordering materials and having materials fabricated such as the windmill shaft. So it will not be interfering with any of the Great Lawn events before Labor Day, which is a good thing, and he still anticipates we'll be able to finish before that following summer in 2025. So no interfering with any summer activities, which is a win-win, I think, for everybody.
Mhm.
So,
Resolved that St. Mark's Church is hereby authorized to use the Great Lawn on Saturday, May 25th, 2024, and Sunday, May 26th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., with the setup day of Friday, May 24th, 2024, at 12 noon. The breakdown on Sunday, May 27th, 2024, by 10 p.m. The signage per the village sign guidelines. Applicant has agreed to share the use of the Great Lawn with the Great West Hampton Chamber of Commerce and set up conditions upon construction site.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Greater West Hampton Chamber of Commerce is hereby authorized to use the Great Lawn on Saturday, May 25th, 2024, and Sunday, May 26th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., with setup date on Friday, May 24th, 2024, from 12 p.m., and breakdown on Sunday, May 26th, 2024, by 7 p.m. for the Maggie Burbank Fine Arts and Craft Show, subject to signage per the village sign guidelines, and the applicant has agreed to share the use of the Great Lawn with St. Mark's Church Paragon Art Show and set up conditioned upon the construction site.
Second.
All in favor?
There was no period.
I thought that was gonna continue.
We were missing a period.
Resolved that the village-owned items attached are hereby declared surplus and obsolete for village purposes, and be it further resolved that the superintendent of the Department of Public Works is hereby authorized to publicize the items for sale on Gov Deals and is to dispose of any items that may remain unsold after the auction period has closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas Mr. Vince Fazio has constructed bocce courts on the Maria Z. Moore Park as a gift to the village, and Mr. Fazio has requested permission from the village to install a memorial to his late wife, and whereas the village board of trustees approves the memorial under certain conditions. Now, therefore, it be resolved that, one, a plaque, the maximum size which shall be 10 inches by 16 inches, mounted on a stone, the maximum size of which shall be 20 inches by 20 inches, is authorized to be placed in the south end of the approved bocce courts. Two, the aforesaid stone and plaque shall be installed by the Village Department of Public Works, DPW. Three, Mr. Fazio shall arrange for delivery of the stone and plaque to the DPW for installation after making arrangements thereof with the DPW superintendent. Four, the village DPW shall remove the large stone currently placed at the north end of the bocce courts in the library pollinator garden and store this large stone at the DPW at no charge. Five, arrangements can be made from the DPW superintendent to pick up the large stone on business days between 6:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. and the existing placement of 2 benches by the bocce court is hereby approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I just want to hold for a second. The stone maximum size at 20 inches by 20 inches,
Yes.
that's quite small.
Well, it's to accommodate a 10-inch plaque by 16-inch plaque. And if you notice on a subsequent, we have another 20-inch maximum for an installation of another sign plaque on a post. So it's consistent in that manner.
With what? What's the other one?
The library, which is a resolution number 28.
Okay, all right,
We already have 4 ayes, Mr. Teeman, so.
that doesn't matter to me. I'm speaking my mind.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. Go ahead.
I don't agree with this. I think that 20 inches by 20 inches for a stone is a little bit small. I personally had no problem with the stone that was placed there. I understand that we had some conflict over the way that that occurred, and there was a lack of communication. Um, but that aside, I don't hold any of that against anyone, and um, I really liked what was proposed originally. So um, I, I would I would vote against this.
You have that? That's
Understood.
perfectly all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked what was proposed. I thought it was reasonable. Again, understanding that there was a communication gap. So that's that's my opinion. This will probably be nice, but um, that's that's all I have to say.
Your vote is no. I
Yes.
understand.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Resolve the Board of Trustees hereby authorize the following organization group to use Great Lawn on the dates and times authorized. Time Review Media, Taste of West Hampton Beach, WHB, Saturday, June 15, 2024. Hampton Vintage Car Show, Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. West Hampton Beach Historical Society, Saturday, July 13, 2024. WHB Project, Saturday, July 27, 2024, and Sunday, July 28, 2024. The Greater West Hampton Chamber of Commerce, Saturday, August 3rd, 2024, Sunday, August 4th, 2024. St. Mark's, Saturday, August 31st, 2024, and Sunday, 2024. And all authorizations are approved and pending receipt of complete application or all fees, insurance requirements on site plans.
Second. That's it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And once again, the windmill construction site won't be in place and we anticipate at this time until Labor Day. So that means that none of these will be interfered with and they will not have to adjust their site plans. So we'll make that known to them. I appreciate the patience that all these applicants have had in waiting for their approvals. There was a great deal of concern as to how this would be accommodated, so it's working out very well.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the Hampton Vintage Flea Market to use the Village Green on Sunday, July 7th, 2024, and Sunday, August 11th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
resolve that the Board of Trustees do hereby authorize the West Hampton Free Library to place a black cast aluminum engraved 8 by 10 inch plaque to be mounted on a small post or stone not to exceed 20 inches in height with the wording and credits attached in the pollinator garden in the Maria Z. Moore Community Park.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
whereas Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Long Island has applied for an annual permit to have 2 drop-off bins for donations located in the municipal parking lot at 99 Mill Road, West Hampton Beach, New York. And whereas there have been no incidents or reports filed with the police department concerning said use, now therefore it be resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the placement of these drop-off bins as shown on the survey of the property and subject to the requirements of Chapter 77 of the Village Code.
I'm gonna second that, but can we tell these people that with the bins that, is there something we can do where people keep stacking up other things outside the bins that looks dirty, that look
Yeah.
floppy and dirty, that we can have
call them-
DPW pull up and take it and throw it in the trash because it really looks like
We
not
do
nice.
contact them if that does
Yeah.
occur. Yeah.
Rob,
it is.
I agree with that. I was gonna say something similar, and I know that they pick up on Tuesdays. But I was also going to see if we could suggest to Matt that we maybe pour some concrete pads for them. Not that that would help with the overflow, but it would neaten things up a little bit.
Well,
Good question. We,
Could
we
be some type of fine that people that are utilizing those to get rid of trash.
Yeah,
Instead of going
you're
to the
right.
dumps to get rid
You're
of,
right.
they're putting baby car
the
seats
clo-
out there and other stuff. That's not clothing that's gonna help people, so let's be.
Right.
People have to be
Agreed.
accountable for that.
Well said. We should, uh, I'll take it on. I mean, I know them. I can call and ask if they could pick up more often.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
A lot of it's not, unfortunately, is not Big Brothers and Big
No, but
Sisters
it's-
problem. It's
right,
the local,
Exactly.
the people that just don't want to, are too lazy to get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a way for them to get rid of stuff, yeah.
So did we have a second on that?
Second.
Yes? Okay.
Second, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
that was,
yeah.
Rob read that, right?
Second.
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
After
Sorry.
that? Oh,
No, I read it. so-
Oh, okay.
Well, that's fine.
All right.
Whereas by
Okay, Liz.
special exception permit application dated January 9th, 2024, West Hampton Enterprises LLC hereafter the applicant requests a special exception permit from the Board of Trustees to allow the use of existing buildings and proposed additional at the property location 141 and 149 Montauk Highway, West Hampton Beach, New York, Suffolk County tax number 905-5-2-6.1, 6.2, 6.7, and 9.1 to be used for a 6,538 square feet grocery store. And whereas the property is located in the village of B2 zone district, and whereas the village of West Hampton Beach B2 zoning district and grocery store may be permitted up to 5,000 square feet by special exceptions pursuant to Article 8 slash 197-76 of the Village Code, and whereas the applicant is a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, (SEQA), be, because its purpose proposes less than 4,000 square feet of new non-residential structure, and whereas the applicant applied for additional variance from the village ZBA on December 21st, 2023, subject to the conditions including variance not to exceed the 5,000 square foot limit on grocery store size in the B2 district, and, whereas pursuant to the Village Code Section 197-76, 197-78, 197-79, 197-80, and 197-81, followed a public hearing, the Board of Trustees have the power to approve, disapprove, or approve the condition applicant for special exception permit, and public hearing was duly noted and held on April 4th, 2024, where all interested parties were given an opportunity to be heard, and where the Board of Trustees have deliberated on the application and the testimony presented at the public hearing, find the subject to be the conditions herewithin, the requirements of the Village of West Hampton Code Article 8 have been met, and the proposed use will not have the undue adverse impact on the properties or current uses within the neighborhood and the community. Will be provided adequate parking and will incorporate appropriate measures to ensure the site activity and operations do not generate noise that adversely affect adjacent residents' use and district. Now, therefore, be resolved that the applicant requests for the special exception permit to authorize the renovation building to be used as a 6,538 square feet grocery store is hereby approved, subject to the following conditions. Applicant shall adhere to all conditions of the ZBA December 21st, 2023 determination, and applicant shall obtain final site plan approval from the planning board incorporating said conditions, but nothing herewithin shall be deemed preempt, and the planning board from reviewing the site plan impose such additional conditions as may be reasonable and appropriate.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
Um, yeah, before I read this, I just want to say, this outdoor dining and outdoor seating stuff has been a big challenge for all of us, and all of us, I can say with confidence, all of us on this board have worked really hard, and it's weighed on all of us to make sure that this is resolved in a fair way. It's very complicated and difficult, and our attorneys did put a lot of work into this to figure out a way that we can make everyone happy, I think. I hope. So I'll read this resolution for outdoor seating. Whereas the Board of Trustees finds that within the areas of the village outside of the Phase 1 service area of the sewer system that are also located within the B1, B2, B3, and HC zoning districts, it may be appropriate to permit a standard restaurant, luncheonette, coffee shop, coffee house, or tea house, uh, considered dining establishments, to apply to the Board of Trustees for a permit for outdoor tables, chairs, and benches under Section 196-2 of the code. And whereas currently dining establishments are prohibited from obtaining a permit for outdoor tables, chairs, and benches under Section 196-2, but are limited to a permit for outdoor dining under Section 196-1. And whereas the Board of Trustees intends to study whether an amendment to Section 196-2 to allow dining establishments to obtain a permit for outdoor tables, chairs, and benches under certain conditions would be appropriate, and whether the existing code provisions should be amended. Now, therefore, it is resolved, one, that the prohibition on issuing permits for outdoor tables, chairs, and benches on dining establishments contained in Section 196-2 of the code is hereby stayed for a period of 8 months. Two, that during this period of time, dining establishments in the B1, B2, B3, and HC zoning districts and outside of the Phase 1 service area of the sewer district may obtain a permit under Section 196-2 for outdoor tables, chairs, and benches under the following conditions. A, the area designated for outdoor tables, chairs, and benches shall serve solely as a waiting area where no food or drink is served. Or B, the dining establishment sells packaged food to be consumed off premises, and any outdoor seating area is strictly limited to the consumption of packaged foods, either without utensils or with disposable utensils and cups. C, the clerk treasurer and village attorney shall prepare an application form to be utilized in conformance with this resolution. And D, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas, after considering information supplied by the Suffolk County Department of Health Services, the Suffolk County Sewer Agency, and the village's building administrator, the Board of Trustees makes the following determinations in connection with applications for outdoor dining, Section 196-1 of the code, and outdoor seating, Section 196-2 of the code. Now therefore it is resolved, 1, that all permits to be issued for outdoor dining and outdoor seating shall contain the following conditions. A, the applicant for this permit is responsible for obtaining all additional necessary permits for outdoor dining, including permits from the Suffolk County Department of Public Works, the Suffolk County Sewer Agency, and the Suffolk County Department of Health Services. And B, failure to apply for said approvals may be grounds for revocation of permit. 2, the board is issuing approvals for the applications for outdoor dining identified on the attached list, which are located in the Phase 1 service area of the sewer district, which are complete and which request the same number of outdoor dining seats that were approved last year. 3, for those applications on the attached list, which are located in the Phase 1 service area of the sewer district, which are complete and which request a lesser number of outdoor dining seats than were approved last year, the board is issuing approvals in the lesser number. 4, the board will not issue any requests for additional dining for an applicant who seeks greater number of seats than approved last year, but the board is issuing approvals for those applications which are identified on the attached list in the same number as approved last year and which are located in the Phase 1 service area of the sewer district and whose applications are complete. 5, the board has not issued approvals at this time for those applications which are incomplete and those applications who will need to make an application for outdoor seating under Section 196-2 rather than outdoor dining under Section 196-1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna try and explain this. Wish me luck. we've gone back and forth. We've had communications with Suffolk County Board of Health, the sewer agency of Suffolk County. We've had meetings with them. We've had phone calls with them. We've exchanged information with them, and we've requested follow-up meetings with them, which have yet to come to pass. What I'm trying to say is that this is an evolving situation. This effort and the resolutions that we pass this evening, we know the season is coming. As a result, from my calculations, out of a total of 51 businesses in the village that deal with food products, whether they be restaurants, grocery stores, or whatever, we have a total of 23 applications. With this effort, 18 of those applications will be approved tonight. There will be 5 remaining applications that will be considered either incomplete or need to reapply under the new situation. We will be contacting those 5 businesses and helping them resolve this situation as best we can and explain the options that they have. Please understand that all 5 have different variables and different situations. There's no one size, one solution fits everybody. So we will be contacting those 5 businesses as soon as we can and work through the situation with them and attempt to resolve the situation as well as we can. That being said, does anyone wish to speak? We're now in the public comment section, I believe. It has been a very complex, difficult negotiations, I guess is the best way to play, and we're still trying to understand where we digress from Suffolk County and where we're on the same track with Suffolk County. Our attorneys are confident that we will not be running directly afoul of Suffolk County with these provisions. There may be some glances that we might encounter, but we have expressed to Suffolk County that we are going to cooperate. We're going to coordinate. We're going to work with them to try and resolve these issues as best we can. So certainly come on up to the podium. I know it's a tough one to understand. I understand that.
Well, will we know tonight who is receiving permits and who's not?
There's the attached list.
Oh.
I don't want to list names specifically, but of the attached list, 18 people are approved, 5 are not. We'll be contacting those 5. I would say it was today.
Okay.
Mr. Hammond, do you think we could contact them by Tuesday of next week without any difficulty?
Yeah.
Okay, by Tuesday of next week, we will be in contact with those 5 people. The rest of the people are approved.
Okay, so I want to know if I'm on that list. I just take a look.
Oh, there's an attached list. It's attached
Right
to the
here?
agenda. Yes,
Okay,
it's in
terrific.
the back.
Well,
yes.
thanks so much. I just want to
You're
let
on
you
the
know
list.
that
Doesn't say if you're.
it's been, just a great experience for those of us that have had the outdoor seating over the last, 3 or 4 years. It's been a, really good, especially now because of the fact that, as you all well know, I mean, especially I'll speak for the restaurant business. Food costs 40%, payroll doubled. Even my garbage removal has doubled. It's become very, very expensive. And, to allow the seating could basically really, really, really help with the revenue in season especially.
Yes.
So I just want to say thanks for all your effort.
Sure. I don't think this board has any objection to outdoor seating or
We
dining.
all have.
We're a
Yes.
resort community. We need it. We know.
Yes, it's a positive thing. on the chair behind, next to, in the back row, I think there are more. Are there more back there? Okay.
Go ahead.
There, you want,
The attached list, there's 23 in total, 5 are not. Won't be approved between these two lists. There's no way of knowing who those 5 are. When are the people who are approved going to be notified? Not tonight.
if you aren't notified by Tuesday, you're approved.
So if you get nothing on Tuesday, you just assume you're approved.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Currency. Before you speak, I would like to, I should have shared that within the applications, of the 23 applications, we had 4 applications that reduced their number of seating. So those reductions, if you're reducing your seating or staying the same, with the exception of the 5 I mentioned, those are all approved. If you're requesting an increase, we're asking that you stabilize at last year's situation. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I wanted to thank the trustees because I recognize this as being a tremendous effort. And I think that a lot of hard work went into this. And I think that it's really going to help the village and help the businesses. And it couldn't have come at a more opportune time because the season hasn't really started yet, but it's here because we're trying to line up entertainment. We have people contacting us from our staff from last year that want to come back, which is a great thing. And we want to be able to tell them that, yes, we're booking things. Yes, we have jobs for you. And it's just really going to be a great season. And again, I want to thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
And anyone else wish to speak? Doesn't have to be about outdoor dining or seating. Anyone else? Any other topics?
You serving coffee?
Actually, 7-Eleven is. They opened today.
Yes.
They opened today. They had ribbon
7-Eleven
cutting.
this morning.
Yep, ribbon cutting today, so, yeah, absolutely.
It was.
The gas?
339.
339.
I would say, get in your car and drive down Riverhead Road, make a left in there, and see what the sign says. How much it is.
Anyone else? Gonna have an executive session, so that being said, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay.
Take it easy, Mike.